let's get started. Thank you, everybody, for being here. My name is Marcia Carrillo, and this session is using Pear Deck as an assignment in Canvas LMS. So put a 1 in the chat if you want to let me know, or just tell me you've already used Canvas. You're already using Canvas. And this is a link to, I'm going to put a link to the slides too. Eventually I will put a link to the slides. Yes, people are telling me that they are using. Okay, and Pear Deck. Our district has a site license. And so, anyway, my name is Marcia Carrillo. I'm a mom of 5 daughters. I am doing this training for the Alice Keeler Premium members. And I've also invited some teachers from my district. And I welcome everybody. I interact on Twitter, Instagram at mcarrillo.edu. I'm a former biology and PE teacher.
Very interesting combination.
And I'm currently a mentor. So I mentor new teachers. I'm still considered a teacher on special assignment. And I've been doing that for 15 years. And I'm also in Alice Keeler's teacher tech group on Facebook. There's I think 30,000 members. So if whether you like Facebook or not, you could join something like that. And I will tell you, when you post something, there's groups on Canvas too on Facebook. When you post something, you get about 50 responses. So if you don't know about Pear Deck, there is a free add-on, and I'm going to go ahead and share my presentation now, so that if you haven't installed it, that would be another thing to do. I don't want to assume that everybody in here is using. Okay, so I put the presentation in the chat if you want to access my presentation, and that has a link to the Pear Deck. And what Pear Deck does is it allows your Google Slides to become interactive, and you can do it on the fly, or you can do it ahead of time. And so maybe every other slide you have a question, or you have something for students to do, and you're able to show that. If you're on my presentation and you want to participate in this, or just unmute yourself. How are you using Pear Deck? If you are, how have you used Pear Deck in your classroom so far? I do a lot of observing of teachers, and in our district, there's a lot of people using Pear Deck for distance. We have mostly distance learning, but hybrid. How are you using Pear Deck, and what's your subject area?
I teach Spanish, and I've been using Pear Deck with open-ended questions with literature. So they read, and I ask them, okay, what's a new word? And you don't know, and they answer, and then I answer them back, or I tell them the answer, and then I ask comprehension, analytical, and so on and so forth questions.
Okay. Thank you for sharing. Anybody else?
I teach 8th grade, all subjects. And so we have like a morning meeting, and it's, kind of community building. So we've been using Pear Deck there just for different, would you rathers, or,
yes,
healing. And it's a good way to take attendance, especially throughout the meeting for those who like to show up and disappear.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Yeah, so it builds in accountability.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, we've really liked it, and the kids really like it.
Yeah. Anybody else want to tell us how you're using it?
I use it at the beginning of class to sort of warm up the class. I teach math, so I'll use it there. I might take one of their homework problems again and ask them to respond, or a similar problem, just to get feedback on how well they did with a homework assignment. Sometimes I just ask them, what did you think of last night's homework? And
Yes.
I use it in different ways in the classroom.
All right, thank you.
I teach Japanese. I use that the like a ponder question before the culture lesson, and also I use the kind of dot so that the students kind of choose the whatever I ask them. It's kind of easy to see, and then
So it's you can get some real-time feedback. So that's one of the things that I like about Pear Deck. Okay, if you want to share in the chat, you can. Just remember that the person doing the work is the person doing the learning. And so one of the things that Pear Deck does is it at least gives students the opportunity to engage with your presentation, right? And so again, we're going to be focusing on Canvas LMS, and it's going to be a new assignment. And so I'm going to stop sharing that screen, and I'm going to share another screen. Of my Canvas dashboard. And this is my, earlier when I had done some of these trainings, I used the free version, but now there's certain things, I mean, the only way to show it is with the school version. So our district version. So this is actually, we use it for professional development, Canvas, in our district, and we're using it for our induction program this year. So teachers are experiencing it as a learner if they haven't. We do have a lot of new teachers who, of course, have they took classes with it. Most of our new teachers, they said that they've been in a class with it. So that's we do have probably over half of our teachers using Google Classroom, and Pear Deck interacts with Google Classroom. So if you are using Google Classroom, you're good to go with Pear Deck already. But if you're thinking about transitioning, some of our teachers want to transition to Canvas. They have that ability. Anytime they want, they could just start using Canvas. So here's my module. This is the Alice Keeler strategy. Numbering things. So I'm just numbering this module #700. And one of the reasons we do that is when you tell a student you are missing module Genius Hour, they tell you, I can't find it. If they do Control F, and this is in Google Classroom or in Canvas, Control F, and if they put in the number 700, that's easier than typing Genius Hour. It will jump right to it. So if you number all of your assignments, and really that works for students, and it also works in your grade book. So, you're missing number 701, 702, 703 instead of these long names. We had a lot of students that were missing 10 and 20 assignments in 7 classes, and we had 2 weeks of intersession. I mean, that's just overwhelming for a kid. How do they even write down all those assignments, right? So the numbering system is really effective. So what I'm going to do, we're in a module. We're going to go
Marcia,
ahead.
can I interrupt a minute? Okay, so you said
Yes.
Control F and the number. That's what you said. That's the shortcut key.
Yeah, Control F should bring up Control Find, and then you'll put in the number of the assignment you missed, right?
Okay, thank you.
Yep. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a new assignment and then a new assignment. And again, I'm going to use #701. I mean, I'm just making these numbers up, okay? and passion project. I'm promoting passion projects, also known as Genius Hour. While we're on distance learning, let students learn about something they're interested in. But we need to guide them to that. We can't just say, go learn something. So anyway, we did a training on this. So once we have our assignment in there, what you're going to do is click on the title, click edit, and something that I was talking about before we got started is it could matter if your district or site has a license. A lot of districts and sites have a license, but if like you're the only one with Pear Deck in your district, this feature might not be turned on. So you're going to see what I mean in a minute. So in an assignment, I always like to give directions. So this, of course, would be where you would give your directions, and you would say, complete the Pear Deck, blah, 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 blah. Okay. And then the where we integrate with Canvas always is at submission type. That name doesn't really work for me, but once you learn it, and then it's an external tool. Anytime it's nothing to do with Canvas, we call that an external tool. And now we're going to find it. The interesting thing is, since school started, this list has doubled. So these are all the things they're interacting with now. And what I'm going to pick is Pear Deck. So if you went to this external tool and you didn't see Pear Deck, you would just have to insert Pear Deck as a link or something, or have students join with a code. So you click on the Pear Deck. That's the external tool. And then you save it. Okay, it didn't. Okay, right here is where it's going to come up, I think. Let's see. Okay, so that's the kind of the interesting part. Now they want me to select the file. So all I did was select Pear Deck. Now I need to select the file and agree. So this is the thing. You already have your presentation. The first one I'm going to show is just a regular presentation. I didn't already make it a Pear Deck. I'm just all of a sudden I lost my screen here.
So if I don't have Pear Deck in those external tools choices, what is it that I will do?
So what you would need to do is talk to your technology people. It looks like it lost me here. Okay, let's try that again. New assignment. And this is a new thing. So some like maybe 2 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks. I saw it like on Twitter. So I mean, and then I received an email from our district. Okay, so we're back to here, external tool. Something went wrong, just to let you know, glitched on me. I don't know why it just sat there. External tool, find, and you can see Flipgrid is a great one to, this would be any Google Doc, but now it's Pear Deck. Okay, and then we want to, I'm just going to say save and publish, I guess, so that it doesn't mess with me this time. Okay. And select from my drive. Come on, baby. It's spinning. Good. Good. There's my drive. And it looks like it exited again. Okay, here we go. Come on. And this is where you get to say student paste or instructor paste. I noticed that once you do select that, though, you're stuck with that. You would have to put a new assignment. And so I don't know what you guys prefer, but if it's an asynchronous assignment, obviously you're going to want it to be student paste. If you're doing a Zoom, then you'll do instructor paste. So I'm just going to show you instructor paste on this one. So it's basically embedding it. And so this is the thing. I can at any time. So this is what I like. I just entered a regular Google Slides, and right here on the fly, just like you could, is I can add a question. Right here. Draw 2 things you learned. And then we do something. The person doing the work is the person doing the learning. Okay, I might add a text question. What do you wonder about today's topic? So just on the fly, just like regular Pear Deck, right here in Canvas, I can add things on the fly. I thought that was kind of good. You know, we don't always have so much time to put all the questions in ahead of time. And as you go through things, sometimes you think of a question. So I really, you know, that might not be the most, that might create stress for people, but it depends on what your topic is, if you already have your questions planned or not. So the second thing, do we have any questions on that?
I do have a question. I have
Okay.
actually 2 questions. Number 1, I got a little bit lost when you put Pear Deck inside of Canvas and then you submitted. I missed that step. And the second one is that because I teach Spanish, I wondered if I can change the language of the whole complete program, and that way I just click on it and I don't have to translate every single one of those things.
Well, you should be able to do that in Google. So you would do that in Google first.
Oh,
right?
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do Google Translate. Yep. In your presentation before you put it in Canvas. Oh, you're saying about adding a question. Can
Adding
you?
a question on the fly.
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's what I'm,
No,
because I tried to do that before and
Yeah, that's too much. So you need to have pre-planned questions.
Yeah.
I mean, pre-planned questions is always our goal. I just like that, you know, you can add a question if you want. Okay. We're going to do it again. So I'm going back to modules. See, now it's showing up twice there. Okay. And I'm going to add another assignment. So I'm going to do it again. Okay. So this is going to be a new assignment. And this one's going to be hashtag 702. And it's on greenhouse gases. I saw my teacher teaching about greenhouse gases today. I observe teachers and meet with teachers. And he was doing a really good job. So greenhouse gases, he got me excited about it. So this one, I already entered in my Pear Deck questions. It's already ready to go as a Pear Deck. Okay. Again, I edit. This is the step that you want to write down. Who can tell me what we're looking for in the screen?
Submission type.
Submission type, yes.
And
That
choose
doesn't,
the,
that's not intuitive. It doesn't make me, I think to myself, until I did it about 10 times, I didn't know because you're thinking submission type when it's really just the Pear Deck, right? Um, anyway, and then what are we going to pick? So
external
submission
tool,
type,
external tool.
external tool. And the way to remember that is if it's not Canvas. So anything that's not Canvas is an external tool. And that's one of the main ones you want to use besides online. I mean, on paper would mean they're going to hand you something. And at our school, we're not allowed to touch paper. So that's not happening. Okay, right here, once you click on external tool, this is where you select it. You need, and which one are we selecting, everybody?
Pear Deck.
Pear Deck. Notice how it shows twice. I'm not quite sure why. Okay, so check that out on your own. Okay, so we find Pear Deck, you click on it, and then select. And then the next thing is you want to, I always just do save and publish because sometimes it doesn't show live. You could always unpublish, but I just do save and publish. Anytime something integrates, there's a little lag. Now, this is when you're going to select which Pear Deck do you want? So it is, I haven't counted how many clicks, but we're probably up to 6 clicks. It's a few clicks. And if you, depending on your internet, to me, it's not that fast, but it looks pretty slick once it's in there. So now what we're doing is we're just getting ready to pick our assignment. This is going to be #702 greenhouse gases, and I already made it a Pear Deck. You'll maybe see the difference. Hang on. It's wanting to jump over and let you guys see my email. Now, because I already have the questions in here, and because I think we do have asynchronous time in many schools, I just decided this one I'm going to show student paced. Okay. Well, no, actually, I'm not going to show student paced because unless you join it, it looks weird. I'm going to go ahead and pick instructor paced. But tell yourself it just looks weird because I'm looking at it. So these ones, I already have questions in. Remember, I can still add to it. And right away, what do you notice? What do you wonder? And their students are going to respond with a text. And, this is where you get to present what they respond. Which of the following is not part of the carbon cycle? And it's going to be a multiple choice question. Waiting for the responses, of course, because you're not in. And then draw the carbon cycle. This is a drawing one. I think having variety is a big thing. So that's what I've noticed in some of the observations I've been doing with my teachers is it's been a lot of writing. Define this, explain this, tell me why the greenhouse gases. Okay, we need a variety. We want draw, answer this, show a picture of this, give students an option to do a variety of things. So questions on that now?
I have a question.
Yes.
So I just tried it. So we don't have the paid version yet. We're getting it in the new year. But I had a Pear Deck slides that I've used in my add-on. So I had to use the external tool, went to my drive, entered it, and it's on Canvas. And I can open it, but it's not an interactive Pear Deck now.
Oh, because you did it as a LTI assignment or as a, was Pear Deck listed?
No.
No.
So I had to
So
do
yeah,
it
well,
as,
yeah, it won't work then. You would want to
okay.
do it as a page probably or something. Yeah.
Okay, so I wouldn't be able to,
Not yet, but it sounds like if your district's buying it, this is what's coming
okay.
for
So
you.
then they wouldn't have to go to Peer Deck. They could just go to Canvas as they normally do.
As they
and it would
normally
be there.
do. And what I'm envisioning is more student-paced assignments. I'm not every time,
Yes,
right? But once you
yeah,
leave it there, you know, sometimes we are waiting for somebody to draw their picture before we move on.
yeah,
And
yeah.
now, guess what? If I want to finish it, I want to finish it, right? So I think we want to use both of those modes.
Okay.
So yeah, that was a little bit of the thing. I thought, you know, it's still very new. But districts are jumping on board. The other thing is to advocate to your district. Hey, I went to a training. I saw the integration and I think that'll work good for us. And where are we on that? I don't know if they can turn it on for individual teachers. Like that's the part of the IT I don't know about. I'm not on that end. I don't know those people. I don't know if they tell us the truth.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I read it seems like the Canvas administrator, so which is in our district administrator has to can do something and so that we can get the administrative code and some other code also. So right now I am not sure I know our school has the account, but like I said, I don't know the district has an account. So, but I am going to email the Canvas administrator to the other administrators or tech people in our school to see how they can do for
And
us.
I don't know if you guys use Flipgrid, but I'll probably do one of these webinars on that. Did you see Flipgrid there?
Yeah, Flipgrid.
Gonna,
No, Flipgrid.
Flipgrid's for everybody.
Yeah, that's in there, and also Flipgrid. Teachers can get the code, administrative code and consumer code or something, two codes that you need to put in. I didn't need to ask the district, but the this one I put the link, the URL, but still I couldn't get it in as an external tool. So, but anyway, yeah, that's the
I'll let you know. I embed it on a page.
Right,
Flipgrid,
right, yeah.
I just embed it.
But no, Flipgrid is fine. Just I'm talking about the Pear Deck.
Pear Deck, yes. Yeah.
So I need to ask what to do. Yes, thank you.
Okay. Well, that's 4:00. And this will be recorded, and I did share the slides. Those will all be provided in the premium newsletter that comes out. If anybody has any more questions, feel free to hang out. Otherwise, have a great rest of your evening or day. I'm in California, so I'm only 4:00. So
Okay, so before you go, quick question. So after students, they just like the Flipgrid assignment, just students they submit assignment, and then I can grade through the Canvas. Okay. Okay. All right. Thank you.
All right.
Thank
you.
Thank you. Bye
Thanks
now.
for coming, everybody.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thanks to all.